Okay, this next one is from Relationship Advice. I, 20 female, walked in on my boyfriend, 22 male, cheated on me with his longtime friend.
Ugh.
I wish this were a joke. My heart physically hurts just typing this out. My boyfriend, who I'll call K, and I have been dating for 4 years. After high school, he asked me to move in with him in a different state.
High school?
Yeah.
Sorry.
OP is only 20.
Yeah.
Boyfriend's 22.
22. Yeah, you're right.
I agreed so that we could be together while we attended college. Over the years, we made amazing friends here, and he was just as kind to me as when we first started dating. Cute, awkward text messages, surprise gifts, and flowers at least once every 2 weeks. We had a date night every Thursday after work as well. We were both from well-off families, so we never struggled financially. He also told me he loved me at least once a day. Well, last week, I got out of work early. I was in a good mood because Kay had sent flowers to my workplace and ordered me Chinese food for lunch because I had mentioned that I had a taste for it the night before. On my way home from work, I picked up some of his favorite donuts and went home. When I walked in the door, I could immediately hear the moaning. I walked to our bedroom to see that our friend, Ellie, was on top of him. My heart dropped. They'd known each other for 10 years, but they were never close. Or so I thought.
Pretty damn close now.
They didn't notice me until I dropped the donuts in shock. They quickly covered themselves up, and Kay got up to try and explain the situation to me, but I wasn't hearing any of it. I packed a bag and left to my friend's house. I've been here for the last week, trying to rationalize everything. He's been calling me and texting me, telling me he loves me and that he doesn't know why he did this. He's been asking me to come back. Where did I go wrong? Was I not satisfying him enough? I just don't understand why he would do this to me. I have no idea what to do moving forward.
Whew. Lots to unpack. And I will say that that is, in fact, a life-altering event.
Did you walk in on someone?
I did not. I had the great fortune of never having to walk in on someone.
I was going to say, it's one thing to be told your partner's cheating on you. The hey girl message.
Hey girl. I just had that conversation with someone. Not like that. No. I wasn't sending or receiving a hey girl. I'm single.
About the hey girl.
Yeah, someone I know's friend got a hey girl. And I was like, ooh, the hey girl.
It sucks. Mm-hmm. But to walk in with your own eyes.
No.
I'd be fucked up for life.
No, I mean, I can stand from the standpoint of somebody who has been cheated on and found out about it. That in and of itself is a life-altering event. I was I don't know. I was probably 20, 21, 22 when it happened to me. So around her age. And here I am, and it still impacts the way that I view relationships. I view people. It's a hard recovery after that because it's so hard to grasp how the person who is supposed to love you so much and be so close to you and do all of these things like order flowers and your favorite food and tell you he loves you all the time and shower you in all the attention, but then can still do this horrible thing. That really can psychologically just completely turn your world and sense of reality and sense of self on its head because you are essentially conditioned to exactly what she's doing. Now you're starting to question, where did I go wrong? What did I do or not do? When in fact, those are all of the wrong questions to be asking. That's just not what you should be thinking about. It's this person, her boyfriend, Kay, has his own demons. He's dealing with his own thing. He's a 22-year-old man. Sorry, not to be ageist, but you're still developing so much at that age and you're still so young and immature, especially as a guy. And he probably is so confused about so many things. Maybe he's really unhappy in life. Who knows? But it is not, oh, I didn't do enough or I wasn't enough. And that's the wrong frame of thinking because then you'll walk away from that relationship feeling so inferior and your sense of self and respect will go down. And you'll somehow gaslight yourself into thinking that you deserve that or you had that coming or you did something to enable that. And that's not the case at all. Mm-mm. I feel so bad for her because I know she's got a long road ahead of her of self-hate, self-love, self-respect, low respect, accepting less from people because you've been cheated on. So anything can be better than that. And eventually you figure it out. And eventually I'm so glad that happened to me because I learned so much about myself and relationships and the way that I value relationships. So I'm, as much as it was super hurtful, but I genuinely think it made me such a stronger and better and wiser person.
Yeah.
Especially now that I'm single again and dating, like it totally armed me in a way that I would not have been. And I feel and I hope that will be the case for this OP.
Yeah. We do have some updates.
Ooh.
I know. I will just say though, you make like everything you just said is just, it was flawless.
Ooh,
and I do think it's really hard too, especially when someone like dotes on you so much and like is so thoughtful and gives you all these gifts. And it's like you going forward, you're always going to be in the back of your head like, oh my God, is something going on because he got me flowers now?
1,000,000%.
Like you're always going to like associate that, or at least I would, with like what's going on. Like, is he guilty? Because I hear this now and it's like, oh, he was probably doing all this because he was guilty, because he was cheating. But like, who wants to think that?
No, but you're absolutely
Who wants to be
right.
so pessimistic about these nice gestures?
No, you're right. It's like association, right? You're exactly right. I had an ex that got me flowers the day after he cheated on me. Like, one of my exes cheated me like on Valentine's Day. Like same guy, but it just, just so we're clear, I'm not like, getting dogged left and right here, but you're right. And then I remember when my most recent ex would get me flowers, I'd be like, what'd you do?
What's wrong?
What'd you do? What happened last night? And it's like so messed up. It steals the joy from the moment. It's so unfair and it sucks. And you're correct. And there's actually a trend on TikTok. It sucks, but they're like things that my boyfriend did while actively cheating on me. And some of them
I've seen those.
Are like, it was like drove 48 hours just to give me a hug and tell me he loves me. And I'm like, someone like bought me a $30,000 watch. And it's like, actively was cheating on her.
It's so wild.
So now I'm sorry.
Why do people work this hard to just cheat? Like,
I
just
don't
be
know.
single and fuck people.
Morgan, I've asked myself, I've reckoned with that
Seriously,
question for years.
it's okay. It is for anyone out there that just wants to have sex and like experience a lot of people and date and do whatever. That's okay. Like, you realize that, right? Like, if you're not ready for a relationship, you don't have to be in one.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm not at all cutting the cheaters a break, trust me. But sometimes I think that they're just so broken as people and they're trying their best to be happy. And sometimes their best is just still really fucking shitty.
Yeah.
And they think they're doing their best. They think they're doing you a favor by giving you love 90% of the times, but then cheating on you 10% of the time. That's like their best. And they're just trying to figure it out too. Like, at the end of the day, everyone's just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate because it's at the expense of another person and their love and their feelings.
Yeah.
Oof, that's a tough one. I feel for her on a very deep level.
I know. So, update. First, I'd like to thank you for all of your supportive comments and DMs. They really helped. For those wondering what excuse Kay gave me, he told me that it just happened. He said this really was the first time and it wasn't planned at all. That I should know this isn't the real him. He explained that she came over and that one thing just led to another and it was a mistake he'd do anything to fix. He sent me pictures of an engagement ring as well. Ellie messaged me as well, saying how she never meant to hurt me and that it wasn't supposed to be this way. Kay is still bombarding me with messages apologizing and asking for forgiveness. After reading through all of your comments, though, I decided to take your advice. This morning, I called my friend Ian and explained the situation to him. I asked him if he'd be willing to come with me and help me to grab my things while Kay was at work tomorrow morning. I explained the situation to my friends and family, and they all agree that leaving is the best option. I will be taking all of my things and flying back home. My parents have sent me the money for a ticket, and I'll be moving back in with them for the time being. I don't plan on telling Kay anything. He will just come home to a partially empty apartment. Thank you, everyone, for all your wonderful support. Any future updates will be made on my page. We got more.
We got them.
I didn't realize how many updates there were for this one.
Ew.
I haven't read any of them.
Really?
Yeah. Also, I hate when people use the carrot stick method after they do something wrong.
What's a carrot stick method?
So there's this old saying, it's like, oh, you dangled a carrot on a stick in front of me. And I think it started from a show or something where there was this horse and a cart and they had a carrot on a stick out in front of the horse. So he was like trying to like walk forward to get the carrot, but he never could because it was attached to him.
It's giving Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it was Looney Tunes.
It's giving Looney Tunes.
And so it's kind of like that where it's like, oh, now that you fucked up, you're going to dangle the engagement ring carrot in front of my face.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that.
Also, how do people just like accidentally one day have sex?
Okay, I want to know how Emily even got there. Like, those are the questions you need to ask. Like, this is so not like me. It just happened. Oh, Emily just slipped and fell into your apartment and then stumbled and tripped into the bedroom and then did a backflip on your dick. Please. Like, how did she even get there? No, I'm sorry. I'm not buying it.
No. Update 3. As planned, my friend Ian and I went back to the apartment in the morning when I knew Kay wouldn't be there to pack my things. It took about 3 hours in total to pack all of my things with Ian's help. We packed my things together into our cars, then went to have them shipped back to my parents' house. To be honest, I'm still completely heartbroken. All of you called me strong, and I thank you, but I don't feel strong at all. I feel like I just lost half of my heart. I really did think he was going to be the man I would marry. So it was very scary when I got on my phone to look at the security cameras and Kay was throwing things around and acting like I'd never seen before. He'd always been very level-headed, at least to my knowledge. He called me at least 100 times, but I'm not going to answer. I decided to take your advice and block both him and Ellie. I'll be on my flight back to my parents tomorrow morning.
This girl is strong.
So strong.
She's strong. Takes a lot to just up and leave and cut. Because if this is the only time this has happened, or at least that she's caught it, a lot of women fall into the trap of like, it was a one-off, it won't happen again. And they want to hear it out. The fact that she just cut it and removed herself from the situation and like cut off communication, that she's strong.
This is going to get worse.
Oh my gosh.
So there's a lot of updates kind of scattered in between all these different accounts. Looks like she posted on like True Off My Chest and her account for updates. So it's a little hard to follow, but it's a little duplicated on this update. So I'm not going to repeat everything. Sorry it took so long for another update. A lot of things happened after I got to my parents. As I was getting settled in, it turns out that a mutual friend of ours told Kay what I was doing, and he thought it would be a good idea to come to me in person to beg for forgiveness. To be honest, I almost had a moment of weakness until it became apparent that he didn't come alone. He brought Ellie with him.
No.
He said it was because he figured with her also guaranteeing that it wouldn't happen again, I would believe him and go back to him. Ellie also decided this was the best time to admit that she was pregnant and that Kay might be the father. Kay said that even if he was the father, he would only be there for the baby, that his heart would only belong to me. I was furious and heartbroken all over again. This also made it very apparent it was indeed not the first time. Because Kay wouldn't leave, my younger brother, 18 male, also came out and started calling Kay and Ellie all sorts of things, and it led to a physical altercation. My little brother punched him in the face, and thankfully Kay took that as a sign to leave. This is all such a huge mess. I don't want to see Kay or Ellie anymore. I don't want to hear their excuses. My heart feels like it's been ripped apart. They can have each other for all I care. If I post more updates, they will likely be on my page for anyone interested. What?
You...
The literal fuck.
Why the hell would you think it's a good idea to bring the other woman who is potentially carrying your child to beg for forgiveness?
I've never met a more dense person.
Like, I knew men had the audacity, but that one really... That one really, like... That would just shock me. That's a new level of you. I don't even know.
He wasn't even done. So there's update again.
Oh my God.
Like so many updates, you guys. I'm shocked. I'm still reading them. I should have posted links. Sorry, I did this to us all.
I was like, she's so strong. Da, 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 and it's like, plot twist, plot twist.
Like the strongest though to like not give in all this.
Yeah.
Update again. I didn't drop out of college. Thankfully, prior to this whole incident, I was already taking online courses. I do plan to move back, but in my own apartment later on. Now, as for what happened next between Kay and I, he came back twice to try and apologize and ask me to reconsider. He reminded me about how I said I had never felt this way for someone before and that ending it would be a mistake, that we could work through these problems. If I gave him a chance, I told him that I don't plan on being a step parent to his mistress's kid. So even if I dismissed the cheating, which I made clear that I wouldn't, I'd break up with him because of that. He began crying and saying he would talk her into getting an abortion if it meant that I would go back with him. I hate them both, but to be honest, hearing that made me feel disgusted. I told him that we were done and he needed to leave. The second time, my dad threatened him if he didn't leave the property. From what I hear now, he went back home. What does he not get, though?
Well, I mean, he gets it. It's giving, I don't like to diagnose, but it's giving narcissist, because I don't know in what frame of mind you think that you have any leg to stand on after everything that you've done in the situation that you've created, and that you can look this girl in the face and say you're making a mistake. No, you're actually dodging probably one of the biggest bullets in your life. Sorry.
Insanity.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they have a happily ever after one day. Who knows? But I think this girl needs to move on. If it wasn't the first time, this man is a serial cheater. And oh, here's the thing. Me and Ellie, was that her name, Ellie?
Yeah.
Me and Ellie swear that we're never going to have... Who's to say him and Jenny down the street aren't going to get freaky next time? Like, I don't care. If they'll do it once, they can do it again. And it doesn't have to be with the same person. Like, that's why I never understood how women would take it out on the girl. At least if the girl was an unknowing participant. Like, if the girl didn't know this man had a girlfriend, and the girlfriend gets like so mad at the other girl. And it's like, do you not realize that they're not the problem? If it was not her, it would be the next girl.
Yeah.
Your boyfriend is the issue here. He is a cheater. He has a problem. And if you can get rid of her, you could kill that girl. But it's not.
It's him.
It's him. He'll find another person.
Well, and the fact that it wasn't, it just happened. It just happened this one day. It's not like, you know what? Yeah, we hooked up a couple of times. Even when he got caught, he still wasn't honest.
He doubled down.
And people like that, they might do anything and everything they can to get you back.
Yeah.
They're not going to change, though. They're just going to get sneakier.
Yeah.
They're just going to make sure you don't find out this next time.
Yes.
And if you do go back with someone that's cheated on you, you're basically showing that I'm willing to forgive.
Yeah.
I'm willing to be a doormat. I'm willing to let go and move on and pass this. And some people do only cheat once. Like, some people cheat but are not serial cheaters.
Yeah.
And so, everyone's different. What is the saying about zebras? Every zebra has its own stripes. There's no two zebras that look alike.
Never heard that one.
Every zebra has its own stripes.
Never heard that one.
Did I just make that up?
I think you may have. I've never heard that one.
I know there's a tiger stripes one where a tiger doesn't change his stripes, but
Yeah.
I thought there was no two zebras. I don't know. If that's not a saying, I just made it up and I feel very powerful right now. But
Okay.
I don't know. I think there's...
I agree with that statement. I know that there are people that cheat once and never cheat again. It is a little bit of an unusual circumstance. It takes a special type of person and it takes a special situation. There's a lot of differences between that scenario and the scenario that we're seeing here. What I'm seeing is that this man will go to great lengths to try to get away with something, because when he was caught, he lied about the situation, which means, like you said, next time he'll just get smarter.
Yeah, and I think there's a difference too in the way he's handling this. Like, he's continuously like pushing boundaries to apologize.
Yes.
He flew from wherever he was to go to her parents' house and apologize, not once in person. Didn't take getting punched in the face as like a, hey, don't show up here, buddy.
Yeah.
Came back again.
Yeah.
And like is still like trying to like preach his case. And it's like, if you are remorseful, sit with that.
Yeah.
Like, sit and grow and give her space.
Yeah.
Figure your shit out. You have a potential baby on the way. Like, you got other shit going on here.
Right.
Which, last and final update I do see, there was another post that got deleted. It seems like there were some other details that were changed as far as age. So firstly, I'll apologize. When I wrote my last post, I was drunk. I don't usually drink, but I felt like I needed it. Yes, I used different ages because previously my parents were upset that I used my real age. I told them at this point it didn't matter, but they insisted that if I post again, I use a different age for privacy reasons. I don't know, take that with a grain of salt.
Okay.
Now on to the rest. Because I was drunk, I did not write the full story and overstepped a lot of details. Ellie was not pregnant. It started when Ian had messaged me saying that he didn't believe Ellie was pregnant because he saw her at a club drinking and partying. The reason I felt bad was because there was still a small chance she could be pregnant at that time. but I truly believed if she was, she would not terminate. She even previously said that she did not believe in abortions. However, on the night of the day he, quote, convinced her to have an abortion, she claimed to have one earlier in the day, then posted about how she was again drinking and partying all night, getting completely wasted. I confronted Kay about this, and he said she took an abortion pill. I felt they deserved it because 2 days ago, she finally admitted she lied about being pregnant. He was devastated and cut her off. Ellie messaged me saying it was my fault that he cut her off.
Take a hike, Ellie.
I truly apologize for the confusion and my awful wording and lack of explaining last night. It was a very rough night. I feel terrible at the way I worded it and only partially remembered writing it. I'm sorry.
See, this girl seems like a good person. She can admit her.
And there.
Like, I was drunk. I did the damn thing. I never have I drunkenly taken to Reddit. That's a new one, but
It's almost like she's using it as her journal.
Yeah.
Which is
fair.
Yeah. And
whatever. So I'm really confused about Ellie and if she was pregnant or not and if she got an abortion or not.
I think Ellie was trying to steal the man's.
You don't think she ever was pregnant?
I don't think she was ever pregnant.
I kind of agree.
I think she used it as a ploy to like really lock him in. I think it would have came out. She would have either purposely tried to get pregnant, being like, "Hey, baby, we don't need a condom. Come in me. I'm already pregnant." And then she would have got pregnant, or she would have had a miscarriage or something.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
That was a wild ride.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. I'm satisfied.
After 5 updates.
Yeah. There's no more.
No.
I thought that there was going to be some point in which she caves or bends.
Mm-hmm.
This girl's strong.
Yeah.
God, I love to see that. There's always like a little bit of back and forth. Because
usually,
it's hard.
I've been there. I've taken back some cheaters.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's hard to reckon with. How do you go from being completely in love with someone to writing them off like overnight?
Those feelings don't go away overnight.
Feelings don't go away overnight. And you oftentimes, even when someone wrongs you, whether it's cheating or not, you leave the relationship and you often romanticize it.
Rose-colored glasses come on.
Yeah. So it's easy to look back and be like, well, is it really so bad in the grand scheme of things? He did 100 good things and he had one bad day. And people gaslight themselves.
Yeah. Or you just like, you hear these words from, the person that cheated and it's like, oh, well, they seem so genuine.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a one-time thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can recover from this. I think we can grow and be stronger. And some people do it. But I definitely think it's very challenging, especially just to even just get that basic level of trust back. It's tough.
I'm not optimistic about him.
No. Mm-mm.